And we're recording. So this is session 3 of 4 for our Dream Askew. I keep wanting to call it a campaign. I don't remember what the name for a series of sessions is. For Love as Strong as Death. This was organized through the Gauntlet, a online group of OSR and story game and just a bunch of RPGs in general. Let's see. Before we jump into session, I wanted to. It's kind of wanted to raise for the group. I was looking at the conflicts for on the notes page of the character keeper. Oh, and actually, I'm sorry, I'm skipping the introductions. I will go back and do that now. I'm Kyle, he, they. I'm the facilitator, which is why I'm doing introductions belatedly. Not the GM though, because it's a GM-less game, and. I'm playing Phajin, the hawker, the resident seller of things, and richest person in our little queer enclave, which is not much by high society standards. Puckett?
Hi there, I am Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. And are we introducing our characters at this time as well?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
If that works.
Yeah, I'm playing Sella, who is a woman who uses she, her pronouns. She is something of a hacker, fixer, Jill of all trades, master of some, but mostly just relentlessly optimistic, like to an almost oppressive degree.
Nice. Bethany?
Yeah, hi, I'm Bethany. They, them pronouns. I'm playing Lark, also they, them, who is a new arrival to this place and may or may not have brought some sort of nanobot contamination that may or may not screw everyone over. Who knows? They don't.
Nice. Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Glover, who uses he, him pronouns. He's the tiger. He's the security watchdog of the group, who I think has very useful skills. But as I was saying last time, nobody remembers the good things you do. You throw one person off a ledge and they talk about it forever. That's sort of Glover's deal.
Such a tragic figure. Daryl.
Hello. I'm Daryl, and my pronouns are he, him. I am playing Diamond, who uses he, him pronouns, but identifies more accurately as Void. Diamond is the iris of this little clique, and that means that the psychic maelstrom basically speaks through him and has a lot to say sometimes. That also means that I can jump into people's brains, and lots of people seem to object to that for some reason. I just like to think the more the merrier. Diamond is ruthlessly opportunistic and definitely always has an angle to work. So,
All right. Right. So I was looking at the conflicts we picked in session 1 for the Enclave, and I think there's definitely the use of violence has come up, mostly with Glover, and how people aren't super happy with his use of violence. And there is, barriers to access, a lot of, who gets into the archaeology and who gets to the good part up top. But so far, gender abolition doesn't seem to have come up much. And I just wanted to, take people's temperature. Do we want to focus in on that, or switch it to a different conflict, or just, I don't know, not engage with that one too much? What are people thinking?
I mean, based on what you said about the last session, it sounds like Lark is about 50, maybe 60% nanobots at this point. And as far as I know, nanobots have no gender, so I think we're accomplishing that.
I mean, Lark is already Void anyway, yeah. So I think that's one aspect of them that has not changed with the nanobots.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just been made more official, I guess.
I think it's a really interesting sort of current in the group, in the Enclave. I don't know how we address it more squarely or bring it into conflict with those other things, but
Yeah.
I'm still curious about it.
I will raise that one of my connections was the highly influential Void individual who was exiled for profiteering off of his followers' tithings. So that person could be used to like forward that agenda if someone wanted to push that way.
Okay.
Right.
So it seems like people want to like stick with that conflict and just maybe lean into it a bit more. Is that what people are thinking?
I'm okay with like just bringing it up if a good opportunity arises, and if not, not worry about it.
Yeah, I'm in the same place. It's like there's a lot going on already. So
Right.
if this was just not on our radar for a little bit, I think that would be not the worst thing.
Cool. Thanks. Just wanted to check in on that. Oh, so yeah. Speaking of, we do have a lot of conflicts brewing in our enclave, and the last session for the wishes. Yeah, sorry. In the side chat, the Chuck that you have that would be a good nickname for Glover. We were talking about wanting to connect those conflicts together, sort of tie the different elements together. Yeah. Did anyone else come up with like a specific thing to focus on? Just I think it might be good to remind people of our wishes for the session when we start out to have it on the brain.
I know that we wanted to get more into Diamond's arc because everybody else has an arc, and we didn't really. And Diamond has so much potential with all that stuff going on. So I think we wanted to get into that some more.
Yeah, Diamond is always there, but we don't really know why he's doing anything he's doing.
Cool. And we can always, bring up more ideas and stuff as we go in. I just wanted to, start off on the right foot, I guess. On that note, who wants to start the first scene? I mean, we talked about wanting some more insight into Diamond. Puckett, you couldn't make it last session, so would you like to take dibs? What are folks thinking?
Well, one of the things that I have on my character sheet is that both Diamond and Lark need semi-regular upkeep and care. And I'm wondering if either of them feel up to basically getting a tune-up with their nanobots.
I kind of love the idea that like it's just like a really quick montage of like, everyone coming to you to complain about their problems and get tuned up or whatever. It's almost like a visitation chapter.
I'm okay with that.
That works for me, especially because back in the first session, I think you made some offer to look into fixing Phaeton's bad knee.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so Phaeton might also show up at some point. We have the whole group together.
And I'm sure that Glover will probably pop his head in at some point or another just to say, hey, just so you know, from a security perspective, this is all the stuff that's going down. So, maybe lay off the whole stop killing people Glover thing for a minute.
You're saying you're okay with me killing people for a little while?
I'm not saying that, but I'm also not saying that.
Okay. I can take care
in
of
short,
this.
I think I'm just going to remain silent on that subject and probably tinker with a screwdriver or something like that.
Okay.
So who wants the first tune-up? I mean, it sounded like maybe Lark had the more pressing issue. Your nanobots were going kind of sideways and wonky and such.
Yeah, minor thing there. Yeah, like what? Where? Do you have like a workshop or something?
Oh yeah, it's right next to the hydroponics lab. I mean, they're basically the
Right.
same thing.
Yes. Yes.
It's like,
Okay.
here's this machine workshop, which is basically also in a greenhouse, which is a really bad idea because of the moisture, but
Yeah.
seems to work okay.
You just have like those dehumidifying packets hung everywhere, all over your lab.
Pretty much. And it's like I've got to dump them out like every 2 or 3 hours. But
Yeah.
but there's these wonderful little nanobot vine clippings that people have brought me that are just flourishing everywhere. Also, there's some pretty flowers. Haven't figured out what to do with those yet. There may not need to be anything done with them. They could just sit there and be pretty.
Yeah. Who knows? Do any of them have cameras on them?
No, these are actually just straight up flowers.
Oh, nice. They haven't bitten anybody, and they don't have cameras. Like, just flowers.
Okay, listen, I realize things are weird. I realize that nothing makes sense, and the things that we thought aren't supposed to eat us are trying to eat us, and the things that we thought were going to eat us aren't. But things are relatively safe-ish in here. And about this point, you see like this little janky robot in the corner, like you just see it here go, and there's like steam coming, smoke coming out of it, and a little. Zzz. It's like, got it. I'll have to fix that later.
I think the dog barks from outside where I've left her at the popping noise.
So, Lark, I hear you had some problems with your vision or something like that, like the nanobots. Like
Vision,
gave you a HUD?
kind of. Yeah. That's I mean, that was okay. That's not so much a problem. I wasn't expecting it, but it could definitely be worse than. Well, it was worse than that, but so. So, like, these nanobots, I think, at some point their many times ancestors probably came from here, but I got them out there from some guy.
Okay, so we need to have a talk. I'm not sure if anybody's ever told you to just say no, but generally speaking, when some guy out there offers you something, it's often best to, well, just say no. I mean, you don't know where it's been. I mean, you don't know how many people it's been in before you. I mean, it's like picking up nanobots from some guy out there is basically like the worst parts of, like the sexual education classes and the anti-drug propaganda that we used to get, but it's combined. So
You're not wrong.
I can't believe I'm having to say this to somebody who's ostensibly grown.
I swear to you, I'm older than I look, and I do know better. But I mean, I had a good reason, okay?
Okay, what was the good reason?
So, so Diamond uses, it has like some kind of connection to the Maelstrom, right?
I'm not going to talk about what Diamond does or does not have. I mean,
Okay.
that's everything that you say to me stays in confidence. I'm not going to go blabbing it to Glover or Phaeton or Diamond. So you can.
Well, Diamond is relevant to this, though.
Okay.
In a way, yeah.
And I'm just like clicking away on a handheld that's plugged into a port so that I can like access the nanobots and see what's going on with them while you're talking.
Yeah, so I used to, well, I maybe still do. I don't know how much the nanobots are doing, but they seem they're doing something. They're keeping me from having that connection, or they're supposed to be. And as far as I can tell, they are. And it turns out they are also keeping Diamond from reading my mind, which, like I wasn't trying to hurt him. Last thing I want to do is antagonize people here, but maybe he'll think again twice before he tries that again. Anyway, it was really unpleasant for both of us. I did not know it was going to do that.
Some people pay extra for unpleasant.
Not me. That's not my thing. My life is plenty unpleasant.
I mean, right? For most of us, that's true. But then you get those, those kids from upstairs, and they come down here and they just want to.
Yeah. But that's not something I try to seek out or anything. Anyway, I want to keep them because I don't want. It's still better than the Maelstrom, but it's not great.
Okay, so, and I sit down in front of you and look you squarely in the eyes. I like helping people. I really do. And I want to help you. But you're still something of an outsider.
Yes.
So if I help you with this, I want to know, what are you going to do for our community? How are you going to help us?
I don't know. I asked Feijin for a job, and she didn't. Well, she didn't have anything. I guess companions, but I am really, really not cut out for that.
Not cut out for it. I've got a scalpel. Would that help?
No, it wouldn't.
Oh, you don't mean literally. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a little. Yeah.
Not a big fan of touching strangers. Plus, I have dirty nanobots, which, even if I was a fan of touching strangers, the strangers wouldn't want me anywhere around.
Again, something some people might pay extra for. Just.
I doubt
Are your nanobots self-replicating?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, how would I tell?
That's a really good question. So, hang on a second here. And suddenly, I'm a flurry of activity. And there's monitors being swung around and wheeled around, and O-scopes and all sorts of weird blipping and bleeping things. Okay. So this is measuring the level of nanite concentration in your bloodstream.
Is that high?
No, it's not about whether it's high. It's just about getting a baseline.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is don't bleed for the next 24 hours. So don't get punched in the face or cut yourself or anything like that. And then come back here and we'll take another measurement. And if there's an increase, we'll know that they're self-replicating.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they are, I can take a sample. I can figure out what is making them replicate, or what they're using to replicate. And if I can duplicate that, that'll give us a whole new income stream. Those kids from upstairs come down and they want the real experience. Hey, I got something for you. Come here. And tell me, Feijin would love that.
Want to put some warning labels on that. For one thing, I don't know. They might not want to not be able to sleep. They might I don't know, maybe if they, some people like having a connection to the psychic maelstrom.
Listen, those kids not being able to sleep, that's a bonus.
It
Nanobots
gets
that'll
old.
keep them
You
up all
start
night?
seeing things.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that you have nanobots in your system that are both a stimulant and a hallucinogen.
No, I think, well, maybe, but I think the hallucinations are just from the not sleeping part.
Either way, that sounds golden for Fei-Gen. I mean, I don't want anybody in our enclave using it, but
I mean, I guess you could probably sell it to them as a stimulant. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. So this was a couple months ago.
okay.
I don't know the long-term effects.
Okay, that's a worthwhile point. All right, let me take a sample of these things. We'll take a baseline measurement.
I think is your like.
Was that?
I think I'm gonna pick up the digital realm element,
Yes.
setting element.
Okay.
As you, do your sort of scans on the nanites. They are sending out like a message, like a little sort of error notification. Do you want to like connect enough to see what the message is?
Yeah, but it's the same. Real quick though, so Bethany, you took your token for coming to me with something precious that needs fixing.
I have not yet taken that, but I could do
Okay.
that.
And I took one for giving you a chance to prove yourself to the community.
Yep.
So yeah, let's go ahead and do that digital realm thing to see what this error message is.
Yeah, I think as you connect the nanites, you see it's just the same. Like the error log, it's just the same error repeated over and over and over, like thousands of times now. Like error 837, formatting error, more resources needed. Just that over and over.
All right. Well, let's see. I'm trying to figure out which move would be best for decoding or deciphering this error message. Any suggestions, Kyle, or anyone else?
Well, there's decipher the hidden logic of a troubling situation. I mean, it's not that hidden, but
That counts, I think.
Okay. So yeah, let me decipher that logic.
There's also fix or make something partially or shoddily. These are all good.
I think deciphering the hidden logic would be the best fit.
Okay.
So wait, question first. Diamond, you said you were going to go to Cella's place today too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think the hidden logic becomes clear because the error message changes, and it's like formatted degrading. Like it's getting even worse, and it changes right about the time Diamond like knocks on the front door and heads in.
right.
And you see, whatever it is, the nanobots really don't like the psychic maelstrom and appear to be trying to fix it somehow. And it's looking real hard for somebody to get enough resources to make a big change with that.
Hey, Diamond, could you do me a favor? I want you to step outside and walk like maybe 30 steps away from in pretty much any direction. And then wait like 5 minutes and come back in. I want to test something here.
Is this some sort of new treatment option that you are never going to explain to me?
Actually, no, it only has like the barest little bit to do with you. I'm troubleshooting.
well, if it doesn't have anything to do with me, why should I bother? But still turns on his heel and storms off and walks the requisite 30 paces away.
And does this error message change?
Oh yeah, it's like local format improving. Disturbances, have shifted. Something like that.
Do I notice anything going on, or is it just like the error message Stella sees?
You did just have that like weird connection thing with Diamond yesterday, so I think there's sort of like a background hum grating, like white noise thing that's just like barely noticeable. That gets worse as Diamond gets near and like better as he gets farther away.
And Lark, are you telling me any of this stuff? Like, are you telling me what you're seeing, what your sensory experience is as Diamond approaches and ventures further away?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm like, well, did something just come on in here? Because otherwise I'm hearing something, or not hearing something. It's like static, kind of.
No, nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed in here is that Diamond came in.
Oh.
That's why I asked Diamond to take a few steps out.
Right.
To see if it did anything different, because the error message changed as well. So your nanobots are
not big
they're a little
fans of Diamond,
glitchy.
I guess.
Yeah, they don't seem to get along with Diamond. They're a little glitchy. You know, they're temperamental little buggers.
Yeah.
So let me get that sample, and then we'll get you out of here. And there's a back exit over there, and I gesture across the greenhouse.
Okay.
Why don't you take that way out, and let's try to keep you and Diamond like 50 paces away from each other for like the next day or so, see what happens, see if your sensory disturbances improve, if you have any more like weird stuff that you're seeing or hearing. Or
yeah, I kind of planned on staying away from Diamond for a while anyway, because I don't know, like I said, it was not a great experience for either of us, I don't think.
I mean, if you just get to know him, Diamond's really a sweetheart. I mean, okay, he's got a tough exterior and he's snarky and everything, but deep down,
it's not the snarkiness that's the problem.
It's the maelstrom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't snarkiness. I know a lot of snarky people. That's fine.
Yeah, the maelstrom is
it's a little harder to deal with.
It is.
On the other hand, I like, nobody here has had my nightmares yet, so not that I
changes,
sleep enough to have them in the first place, so I'm not even sure that works.
What are those nightmares? What are the nightmares that you have? Just in case anybody comes to me with sleep disturbances, nightmare. I mean, it gives us an idea of what's going on.
I mean, just things that have happened to me, things that have happened to other people that I've, well, you can see other people's thoughts, right?
People that you
sometimes they want you to, so that you can change them.
I don't like changing people. It's always a bad business. People need to change themselves.
Yeah, that's another reason so the way you change people's feelings about an event is that you find something that you feel kind of like that and you make it worse so you can absorb their feelings about it. So then your memory is fucked up and then you have nightmares about that memory that isn't even yours. It's great. It's great. I definitely want the psychic maelstrom back.
Okay. Hold that thought. And I venture into the greenhouse. You see me walking down a couple of rows of plants. Then I stop and it's like, aha, here you are. I take a leaf and I come back over and say, listen, remember, you got to help us out.
Yeah, just not that way.
No, not that way. We'll figure out something that
I know
doesn't
I'm
involve
like,
agent.
narrowing down the ways that I can be helpful. If you need any fires put out, I can do that.
Maybe.
Or start it. Start it. I can do that too.
So when you're ready to try to go to sleep tonight, chew this.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. It's bitter.
Okay.
You're probably going to want to have something sweet around to kind of offset the taste.
Okay.
It should help you get some rest.
All right. I'll try it. Yeah. I'll try to find a place a little bit farther from as far as everybody as I can get. Just in case.
About that. And I proceed to tell you about a little nook that I set up. And it's basically, a zip-in hammock, like, rock climbers use to sleep on the side of mountains.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about rolling out of it. Nobody's going to know where you are, and you're going to be far away from everybody. So you should be able to get some sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, let me go see what I can do for Diamond. And remember, back door's that way.
Yep. I'll just sneak out the back way.
And I'll go to the front door and say, Diamond. Sorry about that.
Very, very annoyed, being like, I had an appointment time, and I do not appreciate being told to wait across the street like some person of negotiable affection.
Diamond, you mean the world to me. I super puffy.
I missed you too.
It's just, I was trying to figure out what's going on with Lark's nanobots, and well, when you walked in, they got a little fucky. So they, when you walked out, they kind of stabilized. So I'm thinking maybe there's some kind of maelstrom thingy going on there, but I don't know. I need to do more experiments on it. I need to do some more testing. But you are now my sole focus and my sole priority.
Good.
For the next hour or however long it is, you're my world.
Diamond jumps up onto the table and pats their arm and is like, good, hook me up. And so basically it's almost the exact opposite of the scene before, where basically Diamond wants you to transfuse more nanobots out of him.
Okay. So hang on a second. Let me get the flasks and everything. And I start setting up all this. I mean, it looks for all the world like I'm setting up a still. And it's like, okay, let's start purifying that blood of yours, see what we can do. And it's almost like a dialysis machine. It's like blood comes out. Every once in a while, I can see a little silver glimmer in it, just like this little kind of shimmer to let you know it's not quite right. And then when it goes through this filtration system and process, it just looks like blood that's been exposed to oxygen. So how have you been?
Diamond gives this huge sigh and says, oh, it was quite honestly just too much. You missed an entire show. Glover kneed in the crotch one of those high society kids, and
Wait,
then at Lark.
what?
Oh, you haven't heard? Oh yeah, Glover totally assaulted one of the high society people, and there were problems. That's why the marshal's on their way tomorrow.
I feel like I need to buy Glover a beer.
I mean, that's a very, very opposite reaction from the way that Fei Jin spoke about it.
I don't like it when Glover's people, but I do kind of like it when the townies who are slumming down here get a taste of what it's like. So, it's like, okay, that person understands our reality just a little bit more now.
I mean,
maybe it'll be more compassionate or empathetic.
I mean, they got grifted as well. I personally took, oh God, like 20,000 credits off of them. That was great.
Shut the front door.
It is closed.
And I just look at you like, seriously.
I've decided Diamond's kind of a himbo, like very smart, but also kind of a himbo. So,
Diamond, don't start with your Da Vinci stuff with me. You know better.
Screaming. Says basically, it's like, oh, how did you know I bought a painting? But it was a Degas, actually.
At least you pronounced it correctly. I figured you would have pronounced it Degas.
I mean, I'm not an idiot.
Only about some things. But you're so charming and endearing that all of us overlook those things because we love you.
Diamond like beams up at you and says, yeah, well, speaking of the marshal coming in, yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Is this one of those things where I need to like start? I don't need to make more explosives, do I?
It probably wouldn't hurt. It is like that one time with those other people, like tried to storm the front gates and, well, you were there.
I like it when I can just stick to like flash bombs and things like, just things that disrupt senses and like give people headaches for a little bit, like stuff that's pretty temporary. I don't like making like the really heavy stuff. Like it just gets messy, and then we've got to scrape bits off of things.
Ooh, you're right. We should tell Feijin to start setting up some sort of like tarp or canopy.
No, I mean, the point is we should not like create those bits in the first place. We don't need meat fireworks.
Yes, that is the better way to do that. Yes. Maybe we could trick them, actually. Glover might have a plan that does not involve throwing somebody off of a ledge.
I also have something that, well, considering you just thought of it, it's not even, I can't call it a plan. I can't even call it an idea for a plan. But I just hold up the tube of questionable nanobots of questionable provenance and say, I don't know what's wrong with these yet. But if we can get him into the marshal, he won't know what's wrong with them either, and he'll need our help. That's a good reason to keep us alive, isn't it?
Diamond's like, you see this pondering look on Diamond's face, and he's like, so intentionally infecting the marshal with some sort of unknown virus that
they're not viral. They're nanobots. Viruses are organic.
I stood on the ceiling last night because of those things. And I'm not meaning like I had a bad trip. I stood on the ceiling.
Like you were upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Feet on the ceiling, staring at the floor.
I mean, I had collapsed my knees a little bit, but pretty much.
What is happening here?
And I don't know, because I wanted to talk to Lark about it, but then they were like super like, don't get in my brain. Yeah.
I'm just remembering this song my mom used to sing. Oh, what a feeling when you're dancing on the ceiling. I kind of would have liked, that sounds fun, Diamond. You were so turned up that you were literally dancing on the ceiling.
I mean, again, on my knees, kind of cowering in fear, but I can see why some people might think that's cool. In retrospect, pretty cool.
I mean, it must have been scary as hell at the time, but
Okay, I think I want to knock on the door.
Next time you do this, Diamond, you have to let me know.
Oh yeah.
Come on in. Who is it?
Hey, Sela, thanks for being around. Oh, hi, Diamond. Hello.
Remembers the weird like brain skimming thing that happened in the church last night. It's like, oh, hi, Glover.
So,
It's fine. It's totally fine that you're here.
and I'm looking between the two of you, and it's like, do you two need a moment? I can go look at the plans.
No, it's fine. In fact, we should probably all talk. I think the marshal's coming.
Oh, so this isn't about the two
very
of you.
soon. I'm not more than usual.
Because that was a very interesting look.
Brain fingers. It's weird, but it's also totally normal. So it's like just Tuesday. In the Enclave.
I'm looking
No,
at
we
you
should
very
probably.
skeptically.
Okay. We should probably plan for this existential threat that's coming down the elevator. I've been persuaded not to spike the elevator.
An existential threat.
The marshal.
And I look at Diamond. It's like, I thought you said you just kicked him in the nuts.
No, he kicked one of the rich people in the nuts. The marshal hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
Why is the marshal an existential threat? Because Glover kicked some rich kid in the nuts. It's like you threw him off the tower.
The flower gang's like creepy surveillance flower has picked up a complaint being lodged with the marshal, and now he's just going to come down here and scrub us off of these girders, and just
Glover.
He might try to kill us all.
Glover.
Might be the operative word.
Might not.
But Glover, aren't you glad we let them in now? We wouldn't have had that information otherwise.
No, I'm not glad we let them in. No, they're taking over one of the bars. They're turning everyone against me. They're and they seem all nice now, but that's the thin end of the wedge, Sela. See, you don't have the security tactical mindset that I have. The wedge gets bigger the farther that it gets driven in, and then things get bad. I'm just saying, CC and Hammer and all that. What'd you say?
He's just annoyed because people like CC more than him.
I mean,
that's a symptom of
so
a larger
far,
problem.
He hasn't thrown anybody off the tower, so I can understand why. And I look pointedly at Glover.
People just hang on to stuff like that.
Glover, we have advance warning because we let them into the tower and we were nice, which means you know that the marshal is coming and we can plan something to deal with that situation.
Right. So we were thinking maybe Diamond would read the marshal's mind and or plant a suggestion. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Hoping they don't have their own psychic, of course.
And Diamond, how do you feel about that? Just like being volunteered to, traipse through someone's brain like that.
What did Glover say? Just another Tuesday? I mean, you don't notice because you've worked hard to block me from doing this anymore, Sela, but I pretty much just crawl into people's brains the second I get near them. Glover's thinking about dinner tomorrow, so.
I am.
Glover's thinking?
Hey now. I
thought you just reacted. I didn't know that you actually planned things.
Dinner, occasionally, yeah.
Okay, so you react and
no, I plan things. I plan huge troop movements with the dragonflies. We do stuff. We fly in formation. Well, we don't fly, but one day. No, I plan lots of stuff. I plan how to keep Buckle from killing me, and I plan how to keep all of us safe. All of us.
And I look at Diamond and say, Diamond, how much of this is bullshit?
About as much as you would expect.
So 95%.
Oh, I know this is.
I mean, just Buckle.
Yeah, well, Buckle's a problem. Buckle needs to be dealt with. Hopefully not permanently, just dealt with. humiliated or something. But that's a day after tomorrow problem. Tomorrow problem is the marshal, and I don't know, Diamond. What can you do? Can you just fry his brain? I'm a little fuzzy on the whole Iris thing.
First of all, I would appreciate that you not insinuate that I just murder people. That is a really terrible stereotype about my people that I would really prefer not to dignify with a response right now.
Totally fair. I get that a lot
their
myself,
brains.
so I understand.
I mean, you don't leave people catatonic.
Yeah, I just, like sneak into their minds, and sometimes it's basically like I can hear people whispering, except sometimes people don't speak when they think. They kind of like just see things, and so that's a little weird because then things just kind of hover in midair. But anyway, usually I hear them thinking, and then I can just kind of whisper back. And usually, if they're not very attuned, they kind of think they thought it themselves.
Nice. Nice. Like what would be an example thought that might work for, say, the marshal? Just to whisper quietly, like not to kill us.
Well, first we have to find out if the marshal's thinking about killing us. We just still don't know that.
Okay, right. And I know that Cece wants to. Cece wants to level up. She wants to get everybody, all of her gang, upstairs, which I say more power to them. And if we can manage that and send them both upstairs, the marshal and Cece and her gang, that would be great. I don't know how Cece's planning on doing that, but maybe you could whisper something about that.
Okay, but what if we want to go upstairs? Why does it gotta be Cece?
It's upstairs probably sucks. I mean, we're free down here. We're
Clover, why do you always assume everything is negative?
Oh, you see the kind of assholes that come down from up there. I don't want to become one of them.
That doesn't mean that up there isn't like clean and nice and stuff. It just means that we get assholes down here.
Clean and nice are two very different things. I think you go up there and you just eventually you become an asshole. All I have is my empirical evidence, my knowledge of what I've seen.
All you have is an assumption. This is not empirical knowledge. That's knowledge that's derived from fact. This is based on you knowing nothing about a situation and assuming an outcome based on.
They would never accept us. We just don't smell right. You can see the way they kind of wrinkle their noses when they come down here. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would be great. I certainly know they probably don't have a lot of people doing my kind of job up there. Or maybe I just need to level up. Maybe I need to become the marshal.
And maybe it's so nice up there that people don't need to do your job. Maybe everybody is nice. Maybe nobody
ran for marshal
and
got elected. Okay. Security, by the way. I think security things. Murder is just the extreme version of that. That's murder. Execution is a better word, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not here to quibble. I'm here to big tent.
So while y'all are arguing over semantics, Diamond has kind of gotten bored and has reached over and picked up that flask that has the dirty nanobots in it, and is rolling it around in his fingers. So they're super close to me in my psychic maelstrom, and I think this is a good time to temporarily lose control of my psychic abilities.
Nice.
That sounds delightful.
Okay. Kyle or Bethany, does one of you want to do the psychic maelstrom?
I guess Kyle, if you want to take the nanobots again, I can take the psychic maelstrom.
For Schley?
So you're just like playing with it. You're not trying to do anything psychic to it, are you?
I mean, playing with it pretty much denotes that I'm like poking a psychic finger at it. So.
Okay. Yeah, there's some good moves for that. Yeah, I think very briefly, that's that vision you had where you were falling. You were looking into the painting and you just had the sensation of falling forever. Everyone else in the room suddenly gets that. And then it gets cut off as the nanobots do whatever it is they're going to do.
Yeah, I think when you like poke a psychic finger at the vial, the nanobots they just go wild. Like it's not they just sort of like the blood turns to spikes, and then just sort of like shatters the vial from the inside out, and starts like crawling along the floor towards you, or just spreading out towards like other electronics. They're just spreading out everywhere, actively going all directions at once because they are not happy.
Shit! And I start scrambling for. I'm sure I have some sort of cloth around here that I can use to wipe this up. You know, that'll actually preserve a decent sample size of the nanobots. I'll just toss a couple more at Diamond and Clever. Help me get this stuff up. We need to contain it.
Hooked to a transfusion machine, and he like tries to like mop at the side of the thing, but it's like not getting up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of all thumbs with this. Like,
I mean, also you were just falling forever a minute ago.
Yeah.
A split second ago. I don't know. It's just got to be a little disorienting.
So actually, I think Diamond said that, but like neither of you heard it because Diamond actually just looks passed out to you. I'm accidentally astral projecting.
Oh, great.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
You're accidentally astral projecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of forced out of my body.
Is that a first for you, or has it happened before?
It's the first that I have not done it of my own accord.
Cool. Did you have anywhere specific in mind that you're going?
Oh no, sweep me away.
Okay. Well, I mean, if someone wants to take, say, I don't know, the Earth itself or society intact, you could go upstairs, or you could go out in the wilderness, depending on what somebody wants to take.
I'll take the society intact. We were just talking about it. So, yeah. Yes, your consciousness gets swept up, and up, and it's the emotions change, the psychic landscape changes. It's all these warm colors and major chords and sunlight reflected off a million mirrors, and just people singing, but they're kind of singing these inane tunes that you eventually figure out are advertisements. And there's all these voices, there's all these people, there's so much room and so much floor, nobody's falling off of anything. And I think that psychically you get trapped in sort of this bubble of consciousness, and there's just people living their lives, laughing and making dumb jokes and stuff. So they, let's see, introduce an authority figure, announce future threats. Okay, so I think you probably get attracted to a war room of sorts where the marshal is planning the trip downstairs. What do you do?
I mean, I'm in my astral body, so I don't think there's much that I can do, but okay, if nobody wants to do this, that's fine. But I think it would be kind of cool if like maybe Bethany and Kyle like role played like the conversation between like Glimmer and the Marshal. Or something. And like set up the threat for whatever that is.
Nice.
If y'all are down for it, or whoever wants to jump in.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, sure. I guess I have no idea what the Marshal's planning, but
I
guess I'll figure that out.
No one said yet. I guess I can be Glimmer. Or you can choose. I can do either one. Do you have a preference?
I think you were Glimmer last time, so yeah. Why don't you continue to be Glimmer? Because I don't remember how to.
All right. Yeah. So last time we saw Glimmer, they were wearing a suit that looked like it was like a liquid mirror covered in oil sheen.
That's right.
And this time, I tried to think of something gauzy, gaudy and futuristic. But the mispronunciation got me to gauzy, just like layers of neon gauze to this like amorphous glowing cloud. Just like it's Marshall, we need this done, and we need it done fast and hard. They need to be taught a lesson. One of them kicked me in the genitals with their foot.
Yes, you told me that.
He kicked me with his own leg and foot.
You spent more time telling me that than it probably hurt.
Don't you dare tell me how much something hurts.
If you want me to go down there and take care of it, would you please let me plan instead of whining about your genitals?
I just need to make sure you'll do something big enough. Teach them all a lesson.
Oh, they are vermin. Why did you feel the need to go down there and consort with rabid rats? You should have known better.
Look, they come up with some clever little gadgets sometimes. I like to go down there and see how the little people cobble together their little gizmos and gadgets.
We have engineers here.
Yes, but it's no fun when it's easy. It's there. The constraints give them creativity. So much rawer and realer down there.
I see you want a challenge. You're my deputy for today. You're coming down with me.
You can do that?
Sure. See this badge here? And hold out like it's more of a holographic, or hologram sort of thing that just hovers in front of me. That's my badge,
Glimmer's just kind of going to stare at you and the badge for a while and be like, yes, this is excellent. I can make sure you do things properly down there. This is what I intended all along.
So as this is happening, I do see an opportunity. So I kind of like float behind the marshal and then just like slip my fingers like through the back of their head and start to whisper something along the lines of interesting and unique technology. Now I'm curious what these sewer rats have to bring to the table. So I'm piquing their interest about like what could possibly be gained from these people rather than just stomping them down.
I have one question for Society Intact. Do you think people up here, at least some of them, have the non-contaminated, non-buggy, non-secondhand copies of those nanobots? Like ones that actually do what they're supposed to?
Yes, I think they have a rich society that is in part mediated by nanobots and that actually go where they're told and do what they're supposed to do and sort of just add a whole other dimension to their lives and their social interactions.
So how do they react to Diamond? doing this?
Oh, they have your nanobots. I think some people have your nanobots.
I think some people do, yeah. I don't know. With the Marshal? Probably not.
They definitely have a lot of good nanobots. I'm not yeah, the Marshal probably has your nanobots. It's a good question. I think there's in the corner of the Marshal's eye, there's just a discrete and verbose error message that says, psychic influence detected. But it's not painful or anything, and it doesn't tell you that there's a suggestion being planted. It's just that there's proximity, sort of a proximity alert to, which is I guess what we had last time.
Nobody's walking on the ceiling. Nobody's being electrocuted. It's just like
right?
unnoticed. That's all. Wow.
Yeah. You've got mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could probably direct them to find out more.
Yeah. So I think the Marshal stops talking for a moment and sort of just holds up one hand. I need to deal with something, and turns away and just blinks a few times, and this whole readout of details comes up.
Okay, yeah. Psychic suggestion detected. But I also want to give
wavelength that's on and things like that. But
yeah. I also want to give Diamond that opportunity with a cost. That you get a sense that this is happening also, and that these nanobots are they're a warning fence. They're a fence to try to keep you out, but they're also thought activated. And if they can be activated by the Marshal's thoughts, they can probably be activated by yours as well. It would be tricky, but maybe you could just depress the right pins and manipulate it.
Mental hacking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that what I do is, oh, this is going to be so weird. So because I can hear the nanobots kind of whispering into the Marshal's brain, but it's clouded. I think that I'm going to probably settle myself just directly over them like a mantle, and try to intercept the so yeah, those delicate pins. I'm using myself as a conduit, to filter the thoughts from the Marshal to the bots, because I can't influence the messages from the bots. So
is this a strong move?
Yeah, it's got to be a strong move. So use your psychic gifts with artful precision. And of course, this is brain whispers. So yeah, I interpret those whispers, and it's like a game of psychic telephone. And I just any hard command, I soften. I can't supplant it for sure, but I say something the logs that are perceived, I think it's it's almost like I put a Gaussian filter over it, and it's the numbers flicker and then get lower as they go through. A 33% comes a 3.3%, and then it's a imminent threat of proximity of 4 feet becomes 40 feet. So it throws the net wider, and it makes it seem like it's not as big of an issue.
Nice.
And as a consequence, I'm also just in the Marshal's brain. Awesome.
So Marshal, it's not as urgent as you thought it was. It's probably a passing blip. Somebody with gifts they haven't realized yet.
Some kid fooling around with a psychic maelstrom. It happens.
Yeah, you know, those kids.
You know, they go down to the lower, whatever we call it down there, that place down there with the rats, you know, and then come back crying when they get beat up, and you know they fuck around with the psychic maelstrom, and then they get upset when it hurts them, and so irresponsible.
Joyriding around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do we want to call the astral scene? Call it a scene, or
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine getting pulled back to my body at this point.
all right. In that case, sorry. You can go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking about calling a break, unless we want to do anything else before we go.
I think a break sounds good.
Cool. We can meet back at 30 past.
Okay.
Okay. That's good.
Still with us, Bucket?
Indeed, I am.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure. I guess we're all back. Alrighty. I had a question. Back where in the lab, while Diamond is having the vision, Sella and Glover are cleaning up the, nanobots. Are either of you doing a hard move for this?
You mean the strong move?
Strong move, yeah, sorry.
Oh. I don't think I have a token to do a strong move.
You have at least one token for Mylar, but I don't.
Yeah, I already spent that.
Oh,
Yeah, I needed to decipher the hidden logic of a troubling situation.
If you don't spend a token on or do a hard move, strong move for this, I will get the terminology right eventually. I'm thinking I'd give you both a choice. You can either stop the virus from, or the nanobots from infecting anything else, or you can preserve a good amount.
Oh.
I'm just helping you, Sella. So let me know what trade-off you want to make.
I don't like it, but Sella would act to preserve everything else, so she would stop it from infecting anything. She would lose the sample, just reasoning, well, Lark will be back in 24 hours anyway, so. Yeah.
All right, then. Yeah, you keep your other tech and yourself safe. Probably about the time you're like finished cleaning it up, Diamond can wake back up if you want, or push that back a bit.
Got kind of a lot of screen time that I don't need to. I would probably it's like I gasp awake. I whisper like, "The marshal's coming, and they know." And I tried to convince them, and then like just passes out or something. So
Okay. Could I ask a quick favor before you pass out, or like
Sure.
as just part of this thing? I'm going to say, "Show me," and pull your hands to my head.
Are you?
And because I'm going for that lure.
On you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
'Cause
So I
need
think
that
that's what.
token.
Yeah. So like that's what it is. Is like, I think like a shaky hand reaches up and like pats down onto your forehead, and then like your brain is just like flooded with visions because I don't have like the best control right now. So this is just a normal move for me, which is open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom, which means you get kind of flooded with it. It's not nice. So if the psychic maelstrom wants to
oh
add some
yeah.
fun
I
stuff to
mean,
that,
you get what just happened. You also get an up close and personal view of the whole nanobot versus psychic maelstrom thing from before.
Mhm.
And then you get the sensation of falling and this weird image of a ballerina. But you just see way more of Diamond's like day-to-day life for the past few days than Diamond had any intention of showing you, including what happened with the plant and yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about dinner.
I think
You're not clever thinking about dinner.
I think based on that, I literally just kind of collapse, not like straight down on the floor, not unconscious, but just like my legs go out from under me and I just fall flat on my ass, like probably scrape up my hands and maybe my elbows even. I kind of shake it off and say, "Whoa."
Diamond does pass out.
Clever.
I'm just gonna take Diamond home. I mean,
No.
to his place.
No.
What?
I mean, one, if you want to do that, don't let me stop you, but we need a different plan.
Oh. Okay. The sticky fingers isn't gonna work.
No.
Well, we can go back to spiking the elevator. Just make it so the
No.
whole thing blows
No.
up when they come down. You've got some explosives, I know. We could do that.
Glover.
Yeah. Is that bad?
I have an idea that could solve this problem once and for all.
Well, I mean, open forum, sure, go for it. What do you have in mind?
Real quick, I want to check in. We have a line on COVID-19 and pandemics. How do we feel about nanobot contagion? Is that too close to that line?
Not for me, but
This is why I want to check in.
as long as we treat them as nanobots and not, I don't know, viruses.
So I just want to bring up that like it's getting a little bit close to like there's an HIV/AIDS allegory there that it's kind of like button up against for me, or like just like purposely infecting somebody with an STD. So yeah, I would like us to be careful around
Sure.
that.
So the thinking that I have is misting them with nanobots that are inert. And should it become necessary, we can activate them. And that'll actually make them, I don't want to say vulnerable, but you'll be able to access them using your brain move. Because it'll shut their nanobots down. So
it'll take down their defenses against the psychic maelstrom, or against
right. And also basically kind of level the playing field, because right now they have a defense that we really, save chucking them off of the edge,
always an option.
Don't actually have a defense against. We don't have a workaround for it. So, Daryl, is that something that gets too close to that line for you? Because this is what I'm asking, because we have that line on pandemics and such.
Yeah. So as long as like I think we've kind of established that you can kind of like clean nanobots from the blood. So,
right.
I mean, as long as like it's not a permanent condition for the people that have this done, I think it's fine. I just want to be wary of like the implications of like permanently infecting someone with something.
Sure thing, and that's totally fair.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, because what I was looking at is they're coming down here. They have these defenses. What do? Well, we know that Lark has their nanobots, but that doesn't actually help us much. But if we give them some of our nanobots, that does. So if we're okay with that, if it doesn't get too close to that line for you, Daryl, if it doesn't get too close to the pandemic line, that's my thinking.
Okay. I think we should always keep tipping them over the ledge in our back pocket, Better to have gravity and not need it, as the saying goes.
When don't you need gravity?
Well, I don't, well, you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Better to have a ledge to tip somebody over and not need it.
What, you wanted to just float there?
That reminds me. Yesterday, Diamond was actually standing on the ceiling.
Yeah, I heard.
Maybe we can negate gravity for some of us with an interesting combination of nanobots and the psychic maelstrom. Maybe this could be a controlled thing. We could fly.
I start rubbing the bridge of my nose like I'm getting a migraine.
I've seen this look on you before. It's always when I say something.
Yes, it always is when you say something.
These are gold, these ideas I'm bringing you. I just want you to know that. But
However, they're tin at best, and not even particularly pure tin. I mean, this is like tin that's been recycled several times.
You wound me. Okay, so
It's about time somebody did. Maybe you'll stop throwing people off of ledges.
Let's just work out a code. You give me a certain sign when you want me to throw somebody off the ledge, and I won't do it until then, but I'll just be ready.
Glover, you mean well. You have a good heart in there somewhere. I know you do. Why don't you show it more often?
Well, I gotta be tough, you know.
No, you don't have to be tough.
To protect people.
Do you think protecting people means that you have to just stomp around like, I'm tough. And I'm doing like a little march like around the greenhouse like I'm one of the bushwhackers.
I kind of, yeah. That was my thinking.
Okay. Glover, you can be a lot of things. You don't have to be one thing all the time. And this thing that you've got in your head, it's not helping anybody, least of all you. It's hurting you. I mean, this idea that you've got about how to act tough, it's toxic. It's not collaborative. It's not operating in a spirit of community. You're just kind of like stomping around like a goon all the time. People don't get to see the real you, unless this is the real you, in which case we've all seen it and we would really like you to change.
Whoa. Okay, look, this is getting a little intense. I'm just going to take Diamond home to his place, and you work on your nanobot thing, and
you really don't have much to work on because, gravity.
Yeah, it's amazing. It just works.
Oh, Glover.
Well, okay. Anyway, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave.
I'd kind of like to do a scene with Fajin and Mark, if that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at least a little bit after you leave the Cella's lab, Fajin is just going to kind of stroll up alongside you. You're like, "Hello, Lark."
Hey. How's it going?
Oh, fairly well. I believe you were looking for work yesterday.
Yeah. Like I said, not great at stabbing people.
But you are good with fire?
Yes.
The marshal's coming tomorrow, and I have a backup plan. In case whatever Glover does inevitably fails.
What is this plan? Most of what I know about fire is more about putting it out outside in the forest when everything's around you is burning. I don't think anybody wants it to get to that point here.
It's surprising when you get down to it. Here, come with me. Come into my office.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'll do that.
And yeah, Phaedron heads over to. Yeah, I think probably. She's got a pretty nice office as these things go. And that she's salvaged the best furniture from the wilds. Mm-hmm. But there's also just one big, ugly, but very thick safe that she sort of unlocks, pulls out some looks like hand-drawn blueprints. And a lot of her kids run deliveries through the arcology, and well, she's gotten pretty good at mapping the thing out for a while. It's like the thing most people don't realize is just how much of this arcology is empty, because it's just not usable by humans. It's all automated with the drones and stuff. So
Space.
what?
That's a lot of space. You're right. Why are they so? Why don't the people down here just go take over a little bit of that space? Look at that. That's as big as our whole habitable area down here.
It took a surprising amount of work to get the local drones to not push us out, to not detect us as organic messes and power draws and all that. We've got a niche here, and it would be more than a little difficult to carve out another one. But the point is, there are many places with no living people there. So if, hypothetically, a fire were to start in one of those places, the arcology systems would have to focus on dealing with that damage. They wouldn't be able to focus the resources to push us out of our little niche here. If enough damage happens somewhere else.
Until they find out somebody from down here did it. I mean, they've got to have cameras and sensors.
Yeah.
Knows what else?
It's not a surefire plan, but I mean, Lark found that nanobot reprogrammer thing out in the waste. If we can get that thing, disable the security systems somehow, we just need a window, some ability to slip in, cause enough trouble that they can't focus on us, and hope they forget about us by the time they clean up that mess.
I mean, I want to help. I don't want to be the reason this whole place burns down.
It'll be fine. It's a ways away. There are redundancies and firewalls. No one's going to get hurt. We're just going to damage enough systems to distract the AI.
Yeah, I mean, all right. If it comes to that, this is not. This is not a plan A.
No, it's let's call it a plan C. But I just need a fallback option. I don't want to do this either. Best case scenario, the high society types will all be too busy to come down here, and I'll probably go under. But the enclave will endure.
Okay. You know a lot more about how this place works. But if you could figure out how to get there, I can do it. But or maybe Sella can, I don't know, disable their cameras or sensors or whatever it is, or maybe I don't know, maybe CC and her camera plant things can do something.
I don't trust CC. They're too new. I haven't figured them out yet. Still, it's a good idea. I actually was going to ask her to try to hack into the camera network, see if we could piggyback on their little spy cameras everywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. Yeah, here's the map, and I hand you over like directions to where I think the fires should be planted, and like these are where I've apparently stored a large number of explosives
Oh,
and incendiaries. Yeah, and I'm doing a hard
planning this
move.
for a while.
Hard move or strong move, bring out supplies that no one knew you had. I've apparently been stockpiling incendiaries for years, just in case.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the Brooklyn. Do you have any? Do you know where the ventilation comes from here? Because you got to get the air currents. It's not. I mean, it's the nice thing is it should be really predictable. The wind's not going to randomly change, but it does help to know which way it's coming from.
Oh yeah, I think the vents are probably drawn out on the map because the delivery kids like to know where their air is coming from.
Good. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't look that hard.
Great. Just needed to tell someone else in case something happened to me and we needed to move in a hurry.
Yeah, the explosives are probably a bad idea. We just want fire, right? Not
All right, just incendiaries it is.
just some kind of fuel. I mean, a can of fuel would do the trick just fine.
Wonderful.
This is, I mean, I don't want to burn the whole place down.
Me neither. Just look, you may not even have to do this, but just be ready in case. And just be a fallback option on this, and you'll have a place in this enclave for as long as you want. Just don't tell anyone about this.
Okay. I'm I'm not going to tell anybody about this. This is insane. But I mean, look, I've got the easy part. I've got the starting a fire part. Anybody can start a fire. It's getting there without getting caught and drawing attention to all these folks down here. That's the thing I'm worried about.
I'll talk to Sella, try to figure that part out. Just thank you. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna go in for like a fond shoulder pat. Remember, you don't like to be touched, and like back off and just like wave fondly, I guess.
Yeah, I think I just kind of jump a tiny bit and then like relax. Like it's fine. I'm not. Well, never mind. I possibly am contagious, so that's probably a good idea.
You're what now?
Oh, nanobots. It's everybody's got nanobots. Mine are a little different from everybody else's, and I don't know how well they mix.
What do your nanobots do?
Well, they protect me from psychic stuff, apparently.
Oh, so that would be why that wine grinding noise is getting louder. And
What?
I'm gonna do a weak move and accidentally what's the move? Accidentally open my brain to the world's psychic maelstrom.
Great.
Anyone want to pick up that element?
Sure. So you're saying you've got some of Lark's nanobots?
No, I think I'm accidentally opening my brain,
Okay.
and Lark's nanobots are going to be causing some kind of distraction or complication or something.
Right. You feel like the pulse of the entire enclave pressing against your temples, and it's not totally in sync. It's like a thousand pulses, and it's like you can feel the whole enclave breathing, and then there's just sort of a staticky reaction to Lark's nanobots being nearby. And the whole rhythm gets disrupted, and there's sort of spikes of intense energy come off of Lark, sort of pushing you away. I'm not sure what else you were thinking of, but you're muted.
I just thought it might be fun to have some kind of like. I mean, I've been Phajin has been having steadily more psychic brain openings.
Okay.
Recently,
Yeah.
and I just thought it might be fun to like have some complications for her too.
It also says you can enter into someone's sensory experience at the right moment. I think that you just suddenly see things from Lark's point of view, and everyone's way too close all the time. No, I don't know. If she sees things from Lark's point of view, Lark, what is that like?
I think that might be some of it, like not all the time, but
Okay, right.
frequently, everybody's too close and too loud and too, like, it's like everybody is the size of their, like psychic aura, like everyone seems to take up a lot of space. And I think, but also like, I think that you get a sense of both like scared defensiveness and also scared like, oh God, how am I going to fuck this up and get kicked out of here?
Oh, okay.
That sounds good. And I think, yeah, from Faye, you're getting she's at least trying to seem fairly like composed and collected on the surface. Underneath, yeah, she's desperate. She can see the end of the Enclave, the end of everything she's built. Like all of her kids are in danger. She's like on the edge here, and that's why she's thinking, you know what? Maybe fire can fix this.
I see. You're going for extreme measures because you think we've gotten to an extreme situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, the fire.
But you're not in Lark's head because we've established that doesn't happen because of Lark's nanobots. But I guess you get sort of a sense of how she feels.
Yeah, I think like, there's, like I said, the nanobots may not be 100% working. And they've been used a lot lately. They might be short on resources again. So like there might be some psychic maelstrom leaking through. I think you do get like a vision of fire, and it's a forest fire, and it's enormous and terrifying.
Oh, is this a memory?
Yeah, but it's just like a little snatch of a memory. There's not much of it there. It's just like a real quick impression of just like, oh, that is big. That is out of control. There is nothing I can do about that. Run.
A lot of running. Was there a lot of running?
Yeah, I imagine the, visions of things from Lark's point of view involve a lot of running away, and a lot of like getting kicked out of places, and a lot of just generally leaving a lot. So that's definitely a thing that's just right at the top of their head, is like, yeah, okay, what terrible mistake am I going to make that's going to get me kicked out of here?
I like this sharing, because I think, Faye, you see things very differently, right? You always sound to me like somebody who is very intimately involved in the Enclave, both with your companions and just how plugged in you are to everything. I think Lark's point of view is probably very alien to you.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Phaeton is like the center of the of the enclave. That's
Yeah, she knows basically everyone. She trades in information sometimes, so it's yeah, that's a neat. Cool.
Does this make you feel any more empathetic toward their deal, toward Lark's deal, and I mean that fear of always messing things up and that sort of constantly running from disasters that's got to be stressful.
Yeah, I think Phaeton sort of plasters on a smile and is like, "Look, Lark, this time everything's gonna be fine. All right, we can do this together, and we're gonna just make everything go fine." And you can tell she almost believes that.
okay. I asked you for a job.
All right. Do you want to call that a scene?
It's a pretty good scene, I think. When do we think the marshal is coming down? Like in tonight's session or in the next session? It's probably next session, right?
I feel like that'd be a good. I mean, because that gives us time to do scenes to prep and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Then do we want to do? I mean, do we want to aim for a particular climax tonight, or?
There's so many other irons in the fire. Let's see.
I mean, if you want to like hit a climax, like hearing the elevator activate might be a good one.
True.
I'm
I
just
mean, in the
saying,
meantime,
it
we
will
haven't seen
also-
much of the Glover versus Cece thing.
What were you gonna say, Daryl?
I was just going to say, it would also be great to see things just get increasingly messy and more complicated between everybody's characters. And then, like, they have to work together despite all of their like emotional differences.
Yeah. Despite all the drama.
Do we want to all wind up in the same room somehow?
I don't think we've seen Sella and Phaeton interact at all.
It's true.
Is there a
You're right.
reason they would?
Well, they're both very interconnected. They're very connected to the life of the Enclave. Both central in their way.
I have an idea, Kyle, if you're up for it.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure I grabbed like one of the neighborhood kids running around and just like said, I gotta stay in my lab, go find Phaeton and ask her to come see me.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush over there because I need to talk to you about hacking the security system. But yeah, I'm rushing in, and I think you can tell when I arrive. I've been on my feet a lot today. The bad knee is troubling me, so it's very glad to sit down whenever I can in your lab.
Well, and when you walk in, you're going to realize very quickly nothing is in its proper place. Like everything is messy. Things are half disassembled. There's something that looks like the makings of some kind of device. And when you walk in, the first thing I say to you is, what have you lost forever? What have you lost that you can't get back?
Phaeton's eyes just go wide and like she pauses and thinks, and I think my principles, at least most of them. I look after my kids, and I'll do almost anything to take care of them. Why do you ask?
Weirdly, we're not that different. Because this place feels like the only family I've ever known, and I'd do anything to protect it.
Well, we share a goal.
And I think this is the first time you've seen Sella at a loss for words as she's trying to explain an engineering project. But you know that dialysis machine that we saw earlier working on Diamond?
Mm-hmm.
It's in pieces.
Oh. What's going on here?
I had an idea, but then I had a better one. And then I realized that idea could be a little bit better. So, okay, you know Lark's nanobots, right? They're weird.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, because I did a quick experiment this morning. It's, I obviously I can't like do all the scientific stuff that I'm supposed to do to be able to actually say this is what this is. But her nanobots seem to interact poorly with the psychic maelstrom and vice versa.
All right.
So, but her nanobots aren't our nanobots, and they aren't corrupted. They're nanobots. They're nanobots. They're
Yes, they have some strange interaction.
So I was thinking maybe our nanobots can do something. And then I asked Diamond. Diamond had this weird thing and said something about the Marshal coming. And I asked Diamond to show me what he saw. And the Marshal's coming and Glimmer's coming, and there's other weird stuff going on. But I think I figured it out.
Okay.
We need a localized EMP. That's what I'm building.
Well,
it's going to be like basically like a meter or two radius, and we just need to keep. I'll just sit there by the elevator, waiting for them. Everybody else needs to stay back out of that range, preferably in hiding, because when I set it off, it'll deactivate their nanobots, and they'll be vulnerable to the maelstrom. And that means Diamond can use like Diamond's weird brain stuff. And if that doesn't work well, Glover can toss him off the edge. But it gives us a chance to talk, to negotiate. I mean, it'd be taking out the nanobots in their system, but they can just go right back upstairs and they can get them shoved in again. It's not even a thing up there. But it'll take them out, it'll take those nanobots out of commission, and the playing field will be leveled.
Is that? I don't. I'll be blunt. I don't know if we want to level the playing field. I don't. The day we pose an actual threat or danger or what have you to them, and then they realize it might be the last day for us. Do we? Look, I've gotten this far by licking boot, okay? A lot of it. And I don't know if we want to pick a fight we can't win.
That's the thing, Faye. We can win this fight. It's just that, I'll be blunt, I don't want to win it. I want to not fight it. You don't win wars. You just lose less than the person who lost more. The only way you win a war is by not fighting one. All we need to do is get them to realize that their losses would be significant. And that we don't want that, and we just want to be left alone. If their goofy-ass kids want to come down here and slum with us and treat us like we're some sort of carnival freak show, fine. But They don't get to go back upstairs and whine about how poorly they were treated when they got back up there alive in the first place. This is all I'm saying. There's all the stuff down here that we live with, that we repurpose, that we reuse, that we find new uses for. If it got loose up there, it would tear their way of living apart. Just one of these vines in this greenhouse could do that. I don't want to do that. I just want to be, I like my plants and I like my lab, and I just want to be left alone down here to help people like Lark, like the gang that wandered in.
I don't think they want our help. I think they're looking to get even higher in this tower.
Well, would that be such a bad thing?
No, but I'm fairly certain I've lasted this long by staying on this rock, not climbing any ladders, but.
And Faye, I don't want to climb. I like it here. I like sleeping zipped into bags that make sure I don't roll off the edge in my sleep. It feels like a hug. It's comfortable. But I also don't want to live in fear for the rest of my life. And if that means the rest of my life is short and I live it with bravery and I'm not terrified of what someone with more power might try to do, that's worth it.
What's that saying? Brave person dies once, a coward dies 100 times.
Something like that. And I mean, have you felt that thing that Diamond's been doing, like, that whole falling forever psychic maelstrom thing? I tell you, that is a really, really not fun way to go.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. I'm going to need some help putting stuff back together, and I'm probably going to need some new parts. And I'll probably need to, this is the only way, taking apart this dialysis machine for Diamond is the only way I could think of to do this quickly enough. So it'll give us a day or so, but whatever I use to make the EMP with is going to basically be melted.
All right, I've got some bits and bobs stashed away. I can get you what I've got, and well, we'll get by or we won't we?
Yeah, and here's the thing: if this doesn't work, we've got Clever as a fallback plan. I don't like his methods, but this is non-lethal. This will give him this gives us a chance to talk and negotiate. Maybe break out a bottle of the good stuff for him.
So here's the question for you. Suppose they do negotiate. Suppose we're fine. We'll get by, whatever. But they need a scapegoat. Do we really need Glover?
I think we do. I think Glover and I argue all the time. But somewhere in that hot mess, there is a decent human being trying to come out. And if we can just get him to stop thinking about problems that he can punch or kick or knee or throw off the edge, if we can get him to think about problems in ways that don't involve violence, and even if we can't get him to think that way, I think we do need him. Sometimes you need a bigger hammer.
All right. All right, let's do this. Let's stand on our principles and hope we don't fall.
Hey, at least if we do it, it'll only be once. And I grin.
I smile back. I've also got a let's call it a plan G, I guess. Whichever one after Glover's plan. If you had to, could you disrupt the security system for a time?
Could I?
Great.
Faye, I do that for fun anyway.
Well, good to know that's an option at least.
I mean, honestly, some of those cameras up there, I mean, just watching the silliness those people get up to.
Right then.
Yeah, it's their camera system, their security system. All your base are belong to me.
Sure, that's a very clever reference.
I do tend to live in the past, don't I?
Oh, I never do that. I gesture at my elaborate black lace gown.
I laugh. All right, let's go. Let's go do something that's either brave or foolish, maybe both. I feel like
All right.
it's seen.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds good. I don't know if we want to take a break or not.
I think so. It's getting about that time. Want to meet up at like 25 after, about 8 minutes?
Works for me.
Sounds good.
Cool. See you then. Clue. Just waiting for
I'm back.
Kristen. Oh, hey, Bucket. Cool. Just waiting for Kristen. Not you, partner.
I figured. You know where I am. You are waiting for me.
My cat's come back. I don't know, every hour or so she decides she wants some pets, comes by for a bit, decides I've given her too many, bites me, and leaves.
Then walks away and screams until you love her.
All right, we're back. Anyone have a scene in mind to head into the last, half hour of play?
In the spirit of all of us getting on each other's nerves and being, and rubbing against each other the wrong way, I was thinking of going to the bar called the Greenhouse and buying drinks for the Flower Gang. Yeah, basically getting drunk in their bar.
Do we all want to wind up in that bar together?
That might be good.
I wouldn't mind having all the player or characters in the same place.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'll start. I'll go in there and I'll start buying drinks for all the Flower Gang, and Cece, this is your big day coming up tomorrow, right? You're going to get the hell out of here or something? That's the plan?
Indeed, Mr. Glover. That is what we plan to do. That's also the reason that I'm not looking too closely into how you plan to pay for all these beverages.
I mean, I pay for things the way everybody does, by serving the community. Are you going to take all your creepy plants with you when you go?
We think we might leave some here and there just to beautify the neighborhood a bit. Don't you think that would be only right?
Well, I can't speak for the community, of course. What the community wants, they can speak for themselves. But I'm going to be walking through tomorrow afternoon with a flamethrower.
Mr. Glover, I thought we had come to an agreement last time that you wouldn't do anything foolish and potentially get in our way.
I mean, after you go, just to sort of clean up and clear the smell out of the air, Hey, let me buy you a drink. You want a drink? Yeah. I mean, it's your own bar, but...
We're always happy to take further donations for the cause. And she looks over at the bartender and gives this sidelong glance, and he pulls out a special bottle from the back.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Sure. I'll put that on my tab. Let's just have the whole bottle. It'll be great.
Mr. Glover, let's just say this is my gift to you.
Now I almost don't want to drink it, but okay. Thank you so much. Well, I really think you've done a really good job now not outstaying your welcome. I really hope tomorrow is everything you want it to be.
I'm sure it will be. And the bartender comes over and pours what looks like a sickly sweet syrup into a glass and slides it across, and Cece slides it across the table to you. It's have some creme de menthe. We made it specially from our own plants.
Oh, wow. It's minty. I'll take a sip. Are you joining me in this?
Yeah, I think she does, but just a sip.
I'll start slugging it back once I see you drink from it. Well, let's bring some. Yeah.
It's not poisonous, but it's very high proof. So.
Oh, nice, excellent. I like that. Whew. You make good stuff. All right. Let's do this. Anybody else want to come in?
Another glass.
Yeah. This is,
Yeah, I think Phaedron walks in. Power move. She brought her own bar. Yes, she has several. She brought an entire bar with her.
like a drinks cart? Like,
Yes.
Rolled in by like
wow.
one of your kids or something.
Hmm.
That's do you have a corking fee or something?
I'll waive it tonight. It's time to, eat, drink, and be merry.
All right.
Cece,
Yeah.
Cece like bursts in and is like, "Hey Jin, it is highly irregular for someone to bring a bar to a bar."
It is, isn't it? And I start making myself a drink.
Wow.
I don't believe that I can. And she, I think this is the point where she maybe not puts a gun to someone's hand, but she's like, "I don't think that we can allow that." And you were immediately like flanked by two of her cronies.
Okay, I think I've accidentally done a weak move. Walk into what is it? Walk into a situation unarmed and unprepared because I did not expect this to escalate.
Hey, whoa, hey, what's this? We're all friends here. We're just having a little drink, a party. What? There's no need to get whatever you're doing. And I'm gonna step up to these two people who are flanking Phaedron. Why don't we all just calm down and start drinking? More liquor is better, right?
Cece just stands up from the table, grabs the refilled glass, and puts it in your hands, Glover, and says, "Yes, I'm sure that Phaedron meant this more as a going away present. I'm sure we would be happy to accept all of these gifts."
And I'm sure I'll be heartbroken to see you leave.
Are you prepared to donate all of the alcohol that you brought?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Okay. Then I will. Okay. I'm just looking at my moves. I guess a regular move is give something away. So just let it go. Yeah, it's cool. Like, because we're friends. Everybody here's friends. We'll just drink, and we won't have to throw anybody off a ledge or anything. It's fine.
Cece is
Fingers
pretty much
crossed.
done with you, and like has the cronies deposit Phaedron at the table. A glass of creme de menthe has appeared before you as well, and she says, "I'll just let you two catch up," and then drifts away.
It's good shit, by the way. The creme de menthe something.
Creme de menthe. And yes, it is.
Phaedron, you're all right. You're a little. You're a little too quick to kind of just let other people walk all over you, but I know it comes from a good place. It's great.
And I have been reliably informed that you are also a good person.
Really?
Yes, Sila made a surprisingly strong case for you.
Wow. It's the last person I expect to start speaking up for me.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
Man. Wow. All right, who else wants to come in?
Can I run into Lark outside the bar real quick, and we can have like an awkward tete-a-tete before we go in?
Sure, yeah, sounds good.
I think you see Diamond like strolling up, like two fingers on his temple, because he's got like a psychic hangover, pretty much. He's never been that far from his body. Like so many stories up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I see you, I stop and like back up a couple steps.
Yeah, Diamond like finally like sees it's you as well. Oh, Lark, and like is now actually kind of wary of you because of the nanobots, and it's like, you know, it was first like the ceiling, then being knocked out of my own body, like as like very warily being like, oh, hi, I wasn't expecting to run into you here.
Oh, same. It's okay. You can. I can find somewhere else to go. You know, maybe I should try actually going up and getting some rest.
No.
You enjoy yourself.
It's a small enclave. We should probably figure out how to do this without breaking any laws of reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I swear I wasn't trying to hurt you. It just happened. I don't. I mean, other than not trying to reach into my brain, I don't really know what else to do about it. I think, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's all. Maybe that's enough. I don't know though. I haven't had a lot of practice with it.
I think I want to use one of my strong moves, which is what does your character secretly desire right now?
Ooh, not to be a walking, disaster magnet. Like I think I feel genuinely guilty about bringing this here, because I don't know, like after Sella said, oh, what do they self-replicate? Like I've been sort of, being careful, trying not to bleed on anyone, but it hasn't really been a huge concern until like first the thing with the psychic maelstrom happened, and then like I didn't even see the whole turning spiky and exploding thing. But like what I have seen has been weird, and I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe this is another place that I have caused problems for without meaning to. So I want to not have that happen. I want to be like actually a good thing for this community, not a disaster.
I think that Diamond like looks at you with like an inquisitive, like not like almost like he sees through you a little bit, and like leans in, like attempting to be conspiratorial, but like also keeping like a safe distance from you, so it looks kind of like awkward, but says, there are people upstairs who have the version of those nanobots that you have that don't go all funky like that.
So they're not supposed to do that. I mean, that's good. It wouldn't make sense if they were supposed to do that to both of us, but so I don't know, maybe Sella could fix these then.
I don't know about fixing the ones that you already have, but somebody's coming downstairs tomorrow who already has them.
I don't think What am I just supposed to go up and ask? Hey, can I have some of your nanobots?
I mean, sure, you could ask, but I think it's probably acceptable if you were to maybe just take them.
One day, I've been asked to stab people 2 times, and I've been stabbed within the week.
I mean, like, wait, whoa.
Stabbing.
I wasn't advocating to stab anybody. That's ending people as Glover's thing. Sella has a dialysis machine that can like take the nanobots out of someone's blood. I get it done like every week because I don't like them. But
wait, you have them? How are you using? But you're psychic.
My nanobots don't do what yours do.
Right.
They're the ones that like are in the air and the food and the water, and they don't feel good. So I have them removed.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize there were so many here.
It's kind of the only thing keeping this place standing.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I mean, what are you proposing? That
I'm just saying, there's going to be a very important person, certain VIP, coming down tomorrow, and happen to know that there's a lot of people who are certainly not happy to see them. So if you just happen to be at the right place at the right time and got a hold of them, you could get what you want, we could get what we want, and everybody's happy. Except maybe that person, but yeah.
You do realize to get someone's blood, you kind of have to do things to them that they don't want you to do. And if they're a powerful person, that's probably not the smartest thing you could do.
Oh, trust me, if we're siphoning out those nanobots, I'm sure that we can do plenty of things, like maybe steal their identity and send somebody else up to replace them. Just an idea.
This place is really strange. You know, I don't know enough about how things work up there to be sure that wouldn't work. And that's really weird. I don't. Okay. Wait, you're just fucking with me, aren't you?
Maybe.
I thought so.
Secretly is not actually fucking with you. Has like seen like that there's this like protocol coded into the Marshals like nanobots, which could be used to usurp their identity. So.
Great.
Always looking for an opportunity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm very funny. Why don't you go in first and you go wherever you're gonna go in there, and I'll stay. I'll keep my distance.
Sure. Anyway, think about what I said and see you at the rally.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. And Lark waits for Diamond to go in and like figure out where he's gonna be in the room, and then walks in kind of looking a little bit stunned is not quite the right word, but a little overwhelmed with all of these violent and dangerous plans that they keep being offered.
So when Diamond walks in, does Glover and Phajin wave him over, or?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hey, Diamond. Hey, come over here. Hey, you got to try this cream stuff. It's amazing. It'll knock you on your can though. And Fajin brought a whole bar too. It was weird for a minute, but it's fine now.
I've
So
been convinced to donate the bar.
Who brings a bar to another bar?
It's a power move.
yeah, and then suddenly we were surrounded, and it was almost ugly. But you'll never believe this. I defused the situation.
I was there and I couldn't believe it.
Diamond just kind of like nods and like settles in and like sniffs the drink like suspiciously. And I think this is a good time for like maybe Sala to roll in.
And I kind of slip in through the back.
So you're coming out from the bar?
Yeah, I'm looking for Cece.
I'm sure Cece's around.
So who remind me again, who's playing Cece?
I can play CC again unless somebody else wants to step in.
No, go for it if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. I think you find CC having like a heated discussion with the bartender, and it's basically like, no, I don't care. Just keep serving them that. Like, get them hammered, get them knocked off their asses so they don't do anything stupid tomorrow. And my very harried bartender is like nodding and sets off to do that. And I turn around and I'm like, oh. Sala, the customer's entrance is in the front.
Yeah. I often don't come in the right way. Hey, things are... I'm a little distracted right now. But I wanted to check in and make sure that you're doing okay.
Couldn't be better. We have so many customers here tonight. The credits are flowing, and we have plans for expansion tomorrow. I'm sure everything will go according to plan.
I heard about that. You're talking about going upstairs?
Yes. I understand that we have imposed upon the charity of this enclave for far too long, and that it would just simply be better if we were to pull up stakes and move along our merry way.
That sounds like something Glover would say. Did Glover say that?
Mr. Glover said it in a kind, but of course I've made it a tad more palatable.
He probably said something like, if you don't get off this level, I'm going to throw you off this level. Something like that.
Oh, Miss Sella, that's quite entertaining and a very good likeness.
Cece, don't bullshit a bullshitter.
She just continues to smile at you, but says, I assume that you're here for a reason, not just to partake of our libations.
I wanted to wish you good luck. I don't think you're gonna need it. I have a suspicion that you've got wheels within wheels within wheels, but I just wanted to wish you well.
Her eyes narrow, and in like what is possibly the most candid thing she's ever said to you is, I trust well-wishers about as far as I can throw them. How far do you think I can throw you, Sella?
I don't know. Do you have any cybernetic parts on you?
Nope, 100% organic.
Yeah. You probably couldn't throw me that far then because this leg weighs quite a bit. But no, if you pulled Diamond over here and asked Diamond to like link our brains together, you'd realize that I kind of actually am who I appear to be on the surface. I say what I mean and think, and I mean, you heard me arguing with Glover. That was in front of other people. I mean, do you honestly think that I'd say, I wish you well if I didn't mean it?
Then I will choose to take your words in the way that you have spoken them. And I wish you luck as well. It's foreign on her mouth to wish someone else well in a sincere way.
Thank you. How drunk are they?
Getting drunker by the moment.
Woo!
Yes, I do apologize about that. I just thought it was better to hedge our bets. You understand, of course.
Honestly, I've never seen Glover drunk.
Sella, you have nanobites that can like scrub the alcohol out of your bloodstream.
And I assume you're just yelling this from across the bar.
Yeah.
And I kind of lean into Cece and say, God, he's worse when he's drunk.
Considering how bad he is when he's sober, that's saying something.
Isn't it though?
She laughs and like genuinely means it this time.
All right, I'm gonna head over there. But you ever find yourself back down this way, feel free to drop by the greenhouse. You're always welcome.
Oh, you're going to keep it a greenhouse?
I figured that's probably an improvement over the idea of changing it to a red house.
Well,
I like plants. What can I say?
If you ever stop by upstairs, then feel free to say hi, say hello as well. And Cece like snaps her fingers, and a bartender appears and like offers you some like really good top shelf liquor. Not what they're drinking, but like something that's like you've earned her respect.
And I'll raise it and take a sip and raise an eyebrow.
I love everybody in this bar. I wouldn't throw any of you off a ledge. Maybe that person or him or her. Maybe. No, probably, maybe not.
Your glass is already full again.
Woo!
And I will walk over and sit down.
So,
Glover.
so great that you finally came over here. It's not as bad as I thought. I mean, you got the creepy plants with the cameras, but you get used to it,
Oh, trust me, Glover. Everyone here is going to know about this night and is going to remember it for a very long time.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, you're about 2.5 sheets to the wind, and there's cameras everywhere.
I think this is probably good. This has got to be good for my reputation. I've never felt closer to the people in this enclave than now tonight. It's a good thing.
And I'm going to pat you on the shoulder and say, Glover, you're about 1 centimeter away from my face. You need to lean back a little bit. You're too close.
But I'm confiding in you. People do that close.
Glover.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've been drunk?
Well, yeah.
And I look at Lark and Diamond and Fei Chin and say, whose idea was this?
Just happened spontaneously, like those when a flock of birds all take off at once.
You should really try this cream stuff. It's really good.
Diamond like shakes his head behind. Others like, no, don't do it.
Lark, you're drinking, right? You're drinking?
Lark is like leaning in the doorway of the place.
Uh-huh.
Not I'm good. I think yeah, I'm
I
good.
look around and I spot a small table and I drag it so that it's about 5 feet away, and I position a chair on the other side of it so you can look at us and you still have a little bit of distance. And I say, here, that should be enough distance.
Oh yeah, right. Distance. I forgot distance.
I mean, Diamond, I'm trying to, I don't know how close Diamond and I can get together, but that's probably okay. Yeah. All right.
I'll turn it off, I promise. And you actually like feel Diamond like fold up a little bit, like psychically.
Yeah, I think I do like feel. I think like until now, I didn't realize that I had this like constant adrenaline, buzz going on until that happens, and then it like kind of fades, and I like sit down and just like immediately feel like tired, but much calmer. Like, oh, wait, you just. First of all, you can turn it off. And second, it was on all this time.
I mean, it's not
Okay.
off. I'm just kind of
No, thanks.
pulling back.
Wow, that's different. Thank you.
I mean, it's fine. I was getting a little bit like secondhand tipsy from Glover over here, so it's probably better to turn it off.
And I look at Diamond and say, wait, does that mean you can get double drunk?
Yeah, it's kind of a trip. It's like usually just like physical drunk, but then being like psychically drunk is it's a wild ride.
Diamond. I'm beaming my thoughts into your head. Cream de mint.
I refuse.
And I smack Glover on the shoulder and say, knock it off.
Oh, whoa! I was just playing. You know. I never said thank you to you guys, you all, for taking me in, making me part of this group. I try to contribute to pull my weight, but it's just a great group. I wouldn't want to be part of any other group. And I'm revealing my secret vulnerability, getting a token.
In vino veritas.
I'm just always trying to give back, just that, give back.
Well,
I don't want to take it.
Glover, tomorrow we'll talk about you giving back and ways you can give back that will encourage people to appreciate you.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to like tomorrow at all.
With the amount of alcohol you've had, I guarantee you are not going to like tomorrow at all.
Can't you do something with the nannies?
The nannies.
The nanobots. Yeah. Smooth out that.
And suddenly I'm thinking that really I should, when I'm working on you and your nanobots, I really should call them nannies. You could use those.
You got an anti-hangover nano?
Glover, there are some things that not even technology can fix. Hangovers remain one of them.
Yeah, I'm another one. Yeah.
Well, you're more fixable than a hangover, but not by technology.
That's sweet. Thank you.
And I just kind of look around helplessly at everybody else at the table like, what are we supposed to do with this?
I think by now Lark has had one drink and has just kind of, they're not asleep. They're just sort of checked out.
I think that Diamond probably, like, before Glover can reveal too much more vulnerability, just like places a hand on Glover's shoulder and just turns it on just a little bit and lets him feel psychically drunk too. Hopefully enough to like put him out.
So is this when Glover goes face down on the table with the thud?
Yeah, then I'm out.
Oh, Diamond, thank you. I'm not sure which is worse, Glover being Glover or drunk Glover.
I mean, and then like in the same way that it happened before, it's like Damon says like, yeah, I mean, if he's that bad sober, imagine how like I never pictured him being this bad when he was drunk.
I kind of prefer I'll just toss people off the edge to I love you guys.
I mean, let's not get crazy here.
I'm just saying it's like it seems like Glover has two modes. And it's not like I like it when he talks about tossing people over the edge, but I'm telling you, the whole I love you guys thing kind of weirded me out. He wasn't yelling at us and telling that we're doing things wrong or saying something like, I have to do this to protect our security.
Honestly, I think it's fine. Sometimes people just need to let loose, and tomorrow's a really big day for him. So he just needed to let loose.
Yeah, I'm going to have to brew up some really strong chicory in my greenhouse for him. He's going to need it to function tomorrow.
Oh God, yeah, he's gonna be a corpse.
Pretty much. How the hell are we supposed to stand him up? Wait,
Oh, I mean, I'm leaving that to y'all.
I'm pretty sure I can like just hack together like some quick braces to like so he can at least stand upright. Even if he's just slumped over in them and he's still unconscious, he'll at least look like he's standing up. Kind of like a scarecrow almost.
I think that, oh, actually what it is. And then also like Diamond just kind of like looks over at Cece and is like, actually, I think she's more than happy to get him home.
Diamond. I mean, if you got that off of Cece, did you get anything out of my brain when you were showing me what happened upstairs with the marshal?
I don't know, did I?
What might that have been?
If you did, it was probably something along the lines of plants, 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 tech, plants, tech, tech, plants, nanobots. I wonder how all this stuff fits in Lark. Tech, tech, plants, plants. Glover needs to stop being violent. Plants.
Worrying for the Enclave, I think. It's probably in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there was like something about Fei-Jin and, generalized affection for most of the people that she knows and occasional frustration. Glover.
Yeah, I think that Diamond will give you a look and just, shrug his shoulders, but you get the sense that like the things that he said about Diamond were not necessarily the things he said about Glover were not necessarily that Diamond had to say them. It was probably just reminding you of your own like kind feelings towards Glover, despite the whole tossing him off the ledge thing, because Diamond's also a bit of a himbo and probably didn't notice.
This is nice.
And do you want to call that a scene? Or?
That was good. I thought it was good.
Yeah. It was kind of fun to have like the last scene just be the group at a bar and be like, oh hey, big day tomorrow. Let's I guess we're having the pre-battle whatever they eat in the Avengers.
Is that shawarma joint?
Shawarma, yes. Pre-battle shawarma. Post-battle shawarma, yeah.
Is that a parrot or a cat that I hear in the background?
That's a cat.
Okay.
I like that Lark and Diamond had more of a bit of peace, like that Diamond was able to take up a little bit less psychic space for Lark's sake.
Don't get used to it.
I have to say, drunk Glover is arguably the worst Glover, and that's really saying something. But I love what you're doing with Glover as a character.
Thank you. Yeah, Glover he also takes up a lot of space.
Well, he can afford to because, if somebody else is taking up that space, he just pushes them off the edge.
Sometimes. Lark seems to be like they're really a little weirded out by all the community. Like maybe they were more comfortable on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I figure it takes a while to, you spend months alone to adjust to humans again. Especially when, you've been hanging around for less than a week and you've been stabbed, you've been asked to stab somebody, you've been asked to commit arson, and you've been asked to steal someone's blood.
Been involved in a lot of plots.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I think, I think they're a little weirded out. But yeah, I between those two things, like just people being weird at first, and then these specific people are extra weird.
Yeah. I think that sums us up. Extra weird.
I think they're okay with Sella though. She hasn't done anything particularly weird.
Yeah, no, Sella's great. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Everybody else is still a little bit intimidating in very different ways.
What were you gonna say, Kyle?
Oh, just Sella, like, on the one hand, Sella is that nice, and on the other hand, hey, let's set off an EMP so that we have a fair fight with the Marshal. And it's
Now the EMP would get rid of all the nanobots in range, right? Or at least
You're right.
knock them out for a little while.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing the chaos that causes.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about Lark's nanobots that are
Yeah, the psychic maelstrom can suddenly get through.
like you might have
Bad
some Iris moves when that stuff's down. Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why Sella had that conversation with Fei Jen. Just basically saying, this is the radius. People need to stay out of it.
Oh, but I mean, like, it would be boring if
If people actually did that.
Yeah. I mean, when I can be within that radius, trying to help since I don't know that the EMP is an EMP, and
Don't you have a different job? Shouldn't you be like setting something on fire or blowing something up?
that's plan G. Gotta wait for this one to fail first. Accidentally opening my brain to the psychic maelstrom will definitely not cause it to fail.
God, and when you said Plan G, all of a sudden I thought of Judas Priest's Hellbent for Leather, except it changed to Hellbent for Glover.
That's right. That's right, baby. Hellbent for Glover. It's going to be great. I've got 4 tokens, and one of my strong moves is kill someone. That's all I'm saying.
I've got 3 tokens, and I've got some good strong moves. Reveal previously unmentioned skill. I mean, it's not that unmentioned now, but starting fires and putting fires out has been mentioned a few times now.
Nice.
But leap forward to shield someone else from harm. Work hard and get the job done. I've got a bunch of useful strong moves that I haven't used.
So next session, I think we'll go right into the action.
I think so, yeah.
The elevator come down, and
Yeah.
one or more of these different plots could go off.
Let's see if we still have an enclave at the end of it.
Woo!
Oh,
I'll turn off the recording. Sorry, I didn't know if that's still going.